pretty bad.
Yo, what's a
Half
Phoenix?
of
What's a Legends Never Die? What are other League of Legends world songs? Yo, it's your boy Patrick, aka Patty, aka freaking Clips. Here again for an important video. We are doing the top 20 players at 2020's League of Legends World Championship. Their 10th World Championship. League is currently the biggest esport in the game. So we're going to cover the top 20 players. I'll give a little brief intro about each player, region, stuff like that for people who don't know. I got a couple people with me, special guests. You know, I got my boy Greg, aka Mr. Friendman, aka Mr. Eats Too Much Food, aka Bottomless Belly. And you know we got my man Big Papa Tyler, aka The Real Daddy, aka aka New House New Check Who This, aka you know, the world's husband of the year, aka yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah.
okay. Don't be throwing on those. Can't be lying out here. There's kids watching.
So yeah, like I said, the league is currently killing it. So I got a list I made of, in my opinion, the top players. They're mostly from the top 3 teams in each region, except for there are a couple players from JDG, which is from China. They're 4th seed, because in my opinion, China is just too good right now. So for you guys who don't know, and for Papa and Greg, Top Esports is currently the best team in the world. Most people would say China is the best region. There are 4 Chinese teams, and it wouldn't be shocking if there were 4 Chinese teams in the final 8 in the actual elimination. They're that good, in my opinion, as well. So I watched a decent amount of LPL. I watched all the playoffs across all the major regions. So the LCK, the LEC, the LPL, and the LCS. So in my opinion, I wouldn't put an LCS player in the top 20, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, Top Esports is the best team in the world right now. Greg and Papa, I'm assuming neither of you have seen Top play, right?
I have not had the chance.
No,
They,
I have
they
not.
play early, don't they?
Yeah, the Chinese times are really not too good. So for me, the best player on Top Esports, who I think is the best player in the world currently, is their mid laner Knight. He is nuts. So that's what I'm on with. Do you guys think an LCS player should be in the top 20? And if so, who do you think? So I have
not
top
right
20?
now.
yeah in
Definitely-
the top
definitely
20.
I'd say Bjergsen
definitely
around
not.
15 to 20.
Oh really? You think Bjerg deserves to be in?
He needs his recognition where it's due.
Yeah, I think he had a good year this year. And I know a lot of people are gonna argue for Bjerg to be in. I think I have Bjerg like the 5th or 6th best mid this year.
I mean, he's stable, but the finals were looking a little shaky, to be honest.
Yeah, and watching
Like,
NA is like
From the other,
a slugfest custom where it's like whoever can just run it down. It's pretty insane. I would describe it as
From
like
other
being lost a little bit.
regions-
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
from the
agree with
other
that.
regions I watched, like he just like his mid play like didn't seem as. I mean, it was clean, but like it could have been better.
I think
Like some
people
of the
will ban. Me and
decision-making.
Greg talked about this. I think people will ban Zillion against him though, especially Eastern teams. They got a lot of
Oh.
respect for.
Especially like
For champs like
respecting that pick.
100%.
I think
100%.
Bjerg's Zillion will definitely get bans. Real quick, so we have a list we're going off of. The red numbers are their rankings from last year. And if you know anything about last year, G2 from LEC, who's gonna go back to Worlds as the #1 seed from Europe, was really high regarded last year, and they were playing well. They had 5 players in the top 20, and this year we only have 10 players from last year, so we lost half the list, but all of the G2 roster is still here. So half of the 10 returning players are all on G2. So you could see they had Wonder at 8. Yankos was coming in as the #1 overall player in the entire world, which is pretty nuts. So people were really high on G2 last year. So that's the red numbers. The blue numbers are my personal opinion for the top 4 players in each position, because by doing that, logically, 5 roles, 4 positions. You have top 20 players. But next question for you guys is, do you think there's a role that's more important this year than the other ones? And if there is, which one would you say it is? So, like, could we have, like, 6 people from one position, you think, in the top 20?
I think least impactful right now. It feels like ADC.
Yeah.
Just doesn't feel that strong right now.
Yeah, bot lane is
I
definitely...
feel like AD carry this season is more about utility.
Yeah, Senna,
it's-
Ashe, for sure.
It's definitely like the mid top or the mid jungle.
I feel
or
like it's
top
mid jungle for
Yeah.
sure. Priority
yeah, I
with
think
like
mid
mid being
is
more
insane.
team fight oriented instead of being like solo lane, like split push lanes.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So for me, and you guys obviously have no opinion because you've never seen him, but I think Knight is the #1 player in the world, and I think mid, and I agree with you guys. Mid jungle synergy to me is going to be the most important. So second, I personally kind of want to go with Karsa from Top Esports, who was 14th last year. So major jump for him, but Top is just so good. You guys haven't seen Top, so you can't really say. So I'm just gonna,
I
If
like
they're
Campo
on the
a lot.
rank 1 team for both jungle and top being like on the rank 1 seed, I feel like if they actually like keep stability with their
Yeah, I think their jungle and their mid are the best in the world. No joke, I really do. Karsa and
because if
Knight,
they
I
keep
think
that
are the best.
synergy, I don't think they're gonna lose.
No, and you guys can go back and watch some of LPL, bro. The plays are just nuts that they make together, especially Roams, just even fighting 2v2 mid. Yeah, to me those two are the best duo. I think the other positions do fall off. I still have 369 rated third, just because I think LPL is much stronger than the other regions. So like LEC to me is like a 2-team race, right? Fnatic and G2 are just, to me, seem much better. Like even Rogue, who played G2 close in the playoffs, to me they didn't seem like they were up there. And then LCK really is just depending on Damwon. I think outside of Damwon, it's like a major drop off, and obviously LCS has no chance. So to me, that's why I do think their top is weak, but I think I still have to put it just because they're actually playing like really good people. Smashing in the shot is pretty insane.
I think the LPL is kind of hard to tell if the top's really good or not. Because
Yeah,
like they're
it's
getting
really
dove
active.
at three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
No,
they're
you're
getting constant attention, so they're having a hard they're not getting much opportunity to get like solo 1v1 time. I
You're
feel like.
100% right. I agree completely. So I think for third, so for me it's mid jungle, and then I actually think third should be a top. And if Greg knows anything about me, I'm big on the money,
Mr.
man.
Nuggery.
Big on the money, man. Out of
Fresh
Dom
That
one.
man can get camped and still.
Oh
work
wait,
it out.
also wait, I forgot we're doing jungle second, right? So I think the best jungle in Korea is definitely Rush. So we'll slot him
True.
in. We'll slot him in right there. No, currently unemployed, looking for work.
I
Unemployed
like
for COG.
I like Nagari. I think he's pretty strong right now.
Yeah, Nagri plays a lot of carries. Anybody who hasn't seen LCK, he doesn't need a lot of attention. He can play weak side. The only thing that's a little bad, he's young. Sometimes he's a little over aggressive, and also he can like constantly shove his lane instead of like manipulating his lane to like further his advantage, if that makes sense. So like he'll kind of like be ahead, and then instead of just like freezing, he's like go, YOLO. So I agree with you guys that bot lane's weak. I honestly don't think bot lane should be even the best ADC. Who do I have as #1 ADC? Loken?
Logan.
Yeah, all these Chinese ADCs are kind of doing the same thing.
Jackie Love swapped to Top Esports.
Yeah, bro, top is
Yeah.
disgusting. Yeah, he went there during the spring.
I like the swap of caps and perks. I think it was kind of rocky at first, but like it Caps is definitely like he's very good. His
It's hard to
ability to
say
like
because
find openings
Perks
and
in
stuff.
Worlds before he went to G2 was actually like disgustingly nuts. Like some people would say he was the best mid in the world, but yeah, I don't think Caps is a bot laner. So I think Perks can play bot. He can play bot champs. The meta right now is so perfect for G2. Like Greg was saying, with utility bot lanes where you don't have to carry. Like for somebody like Perks who's just mechanically skilled, very good. They have good synergy. Like it's so good for him. But the reason that I
I
think
think they broke out the Jacks one of their games, and they were trying to they won a game through like split push one of them
the
during
reason I
finals.
think that also with bot lane being weak, a lot of supports roaming. So I think that like, that has a lot to do with it as well. And it's
Especially
also yeah.
like
Go
I've
ahead.
been watching like Korea and China where literally level 3
Yeah.
supports top lane, like just helping dive the turret
Yeah,
with
it's
the
just
top
back
laner and
timings.
the
That's
jungle.
so good. It's crazy in China and Korea. I think LCS is just far behind mechanically as well as just in the game without question. So for me, I think because mid to me is so strong, I think fourth actually should be another mid laner, which would give us two mid laners at the top five. And I actually do think it's Showmaker from Damwon. Like he's nuts, plays every champ you can think of. For me, I think he's the second best mid in the
I
world.
enjoy walking.
So I think he should be fourth for me. I don't think bot lane like this year it just doesn't feel like their impact's gonna be as high, right? So we're saying top 20 players, so they're gonna come to Worlds and show out, right? For me, Knight throughout the season was the best player in the world. So as long as he comes to Worlds and shows out, he'll be the best top one player in Worlds. That's what kind of what the list
I,
is about.
I think a support could get on the list though, depending on
No,
how
I
what
think in
kind
the
of
top 20 for sure. Um, but for me, I just think the priority on bot lane, I think they're not. You know, I think they slide more. So we already have two mids. I think like another top, or another two junglers could slide in here before bot lane. Just my opinion.
I have to slap Weipo in there. Part of the Russian Weipo fan club.
Yes, Bwipo, 1v1 champion of the world. Never forget
Has
it.
to be recognized.
He beat the Shy. He beat Faker. He beat them all. He is
I
1v1
think
champion of
he's
the world.
alright.
No, for me, I think. What were you gonna say, Pablo?
Blippo, I think he's alright. I think Fnatic and G2 really bring the best out of each other. Like people say it a lot, and the games they play are very like you can tell like everybody's trying super hard.
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot, right? And to be the best team in Europe, for me, like, and I've been telling Greg this forever, and it's not because like I'm a fan of the LPL or anything like that. It's just what I honestly feel that if you gave me China versus the field, like I'm taking China without a doubt. And the reason being, for me, there's four teams from the LPL that can win, and there's maybe three other teams in the world that can win, right? Fnatic, G2, and Dom1. Other than that, I don't think there's a single team that could beat. So, like, who am I taking? Three teams or four teams, right? So that's my logic. For me, like, I would take the LPL over the field. Not that anybody couldn't win. I think G2 is very innovative. So is Fnatic. G2 looks really strong right now. So that's why I would give them a chance as well as Dom1. But I think the LPL is just ahead.
Yeah, and it's hard for people to keep that kind of pace, and if they're not used to it.
So that's why I say for me personally. Um, but yeah, I put Cavani. He's the jungler from JD Gaming. He's the second team from China at 5 for me. I think, like we said, for me, mid and jungle are gonna have the biggest impact, and I think he's the second best jungler in the tournament. I think Yanko's gonna have a big fall here though, and so is Klid, which is really unfortunate. But I don't think their teams are. I don't know. How do you guys feel about jungle currently?
I mean, just seems like they're the ones getting the objectives. It doesn't feel like they're doing too much else. I mean, they set up dives and stuff, but I feel like mid is definitely the carry for this year.
Yeah, I think jungle is kind of like in a weird spot of like half farming and half trying to make plays. But I think like China does it better than anyone in terms of like they'll just make plays. Like
I think we're
it almost seems
mid-range.
scripted, like in China. Like they know, like no matter what level 4 we're diving bot, but it's set up so perfectly that it just works out. Whereas I think like in LCS and sometimes with the lesser teams in LEC and Korea, I feel like they're scrambling to make plays, right? Like they know, like I have to make a play, like so we got to do something on the map, and then they just do something that's like a blunder, in my opinion.
But not just that, it's like they're diving bot, but the opposite team is like at the exact same time they're diving top. Like,
But yeah.
Hmm.
So Greg, you could definitely chime in on this. You think Caps over Chovy? This year in the Midland?
I would think Chovy over Caps this year, because I've only the only two people I've watched from mid lane is Showmaker and Chovy.
Yeah, they're hype. I think for me, I did put Caps above Chovy. Now you can convince me otherwise. The reason I did that to me is, I just think that his team gives him less of a chance to like he's gonna hard carry some games and they're still not gonna win. But I feel like whether Caps is hard carrying or not, G2 is still gonna show out and do good. You know what I mean? So that I put him in a higher spot or not. A lot of people have Chovy at third, honestly. So in most people's, or sorry, yeah, third or fourth, it depends. Most people have Knight as number 1, Rookie as number 2, because Rookie is still very insane. Unfortunately, IG didn't make it. And then Showmaker and Chovy kind of like back and forth. So, but I think it should be another mid here. Honestly, I want 3 mids in the top 6, I feel like. So Greg is convinced it's Chovy.
That's a big Chovy
I'm
over
torn.
Caps.
I'm torn, but I could see why you said he is more of a hard carry than Caps, for sure.
But I also like
Is-
Chovy's champ pool more than I like Caps as well.
Yeah, that's true. For
this list is made after Worlds, right?
no,
Like they decide who.
no, they're
top
No, no,
20
no.
no,
This is
you always
for
do
this
it
season.
before. So you do it before
Oh,
Worlds,
okay.
yep, and then so the ESPN show is going to be tomorrow, which I'll watch and check out what they do. They're going to be adamantly trying to get Bjergsen in the top 20, but we'll see how that goes. So we're going to get cranking. Let's get a couple more spots going. So right now we have 3 mid laners, 1 top laner, and 2 jungles in the top 6. What do you guys think is next? So currently we left off with Chovy. We have no bot laner yet, no support yet.
I mean, I think you're right. Just throw another mid in there. I like Caps.
Yeah, we're really high on mids. It's pretty crazy, but I really do think they're gonna be hard carrying.
I
Hard
know
carrying.
absolutely
I feel like
nothing about
Just because
Angel,
the season's just so heavily
You know nothing about
surrounded
who,
by
Papa?
mid and jungle.
Angel.
Yeah, Angel and Yagao are pretty good. They're I mean most Chinese mids are similar. Like champ pools are really deep, play a lot. The only one that's like really really unique, Knight plays a little bit of weird stuff, but obviously Doyenby is very very weird and kind of does his own thing. So. But Yagao and Angel are like really solid. I didn't put them in my top 4 because I think, like for me, these other guys are gonna hard carry. Like they're gonna be 8-0-8 at 16 minutes, and you know they won the game, right? That's kind of how I've. So far we have Caps with a big jump. We have Karsa with a huge jump from 14 to number 2. Knight obviously wasn't ranked last year, and he's our number 1 currently. Nagari jumped from 9 to 3. And as long as Damwon shows out, I think he lives up to that. So far we have 3 mids in the top 10, and I mean, I think it's really close in mid, right? Like think about these mids, like Showmaker, Chovy, Caps. I think it's really really close. In terms of like who's the best. So that's why I think it's really crowded there. I think like here, I know you guys don't know a lot about China, but I do think now we do put LV Mao from JD Gaming. first support. I only have 5 listed because like I'm really down on support. Maybe I'm just blind and don't know anything about League of Legends. But
I think Mickey does a lot. I, I respect his gameplay a lot.
the reason that, and I put Mickey on here, and he was ranked 18th last year. The hard thing for me is he's either hard int or hard carry, right? Like I've never
There's no-
seen Mickey just have like a normal game. It's
Yeah,
like
there's
he's
no middle.
he's hard carrying or he's just inting. So that's why I say. So yeah, we got a first support. Now with the bot lane, like I said, I think bot lane's really utility now. I do think we should have a bot lane top 10, like the best, maybe the best
think-
bot laner.
I think it depends on how much they like value the support ADC meta.
Most team. So this is the crazy thing is I think Europe actually in terms of innovation, and Damwon is trying it now. So if you guys have ever watched, and Greg, you watched Damwon, so you know Damwon normally plays topside. Nagari and Showmaker carry. Canyon just plays, tries to make plays around them, and then they win the game. Barrel roams a lot, so their ADC is normally by himself, getting a lot of solo XP and just staying alive under tower while he farms. But in playoffs, they actually did play a ADC carry, like protect comp, and Ghost popped off. So Damwon showed like something new. So I think Damwon is like looking really, really good. But yeah, Perks is on here. He was 17 last year. He's 4 this year in my list. But I actually think it's hard because he's just gonna play center, right? Center and Nash. So I don't know. We didn't see him on the Jhin, did we? So I don't know. I think it's between Jackie Love and Loken. For me, number 1, 80.
I haven't seen anything on Loken.
Yeah,
He's a Smurf.
But I have seen a lot of like
Let me
older plays
get it
from
for
like
you.
Jackie Love and like.
Well, everyone knows Jackie Love. He's actually just nuts. No joke.
I just love how aggressive Jackie Love plays. Cause I'm pretty sure it was last year. Where it was on IG, right?
So yeah, Loken played 38 games. They won 70% of their games. They were just hard smurfing. He had the highest KDA. He was averaging 6 kills and a little under 4 deaths. Or sorry, 2 deaths. Under 2 deaths.
Hmm.
So yeah, his KDA was on average 6. It's higher than anybody else from China in Worlds by like a large margin, almost 2.
I mean, I'm fine throwing both of them.
9-10. We're going double ADC.
I would pick Jackie Love over Loken.
That's only because Greg knows him.
No. Not only
I
that.
have no idea either.
I remember the game where he was on IG. This man flashed forward to get a triple kill.
He does that. He's a god.
This man will go in.
You know they're just bred different, right?
Yeah. And the best part was, it was on my main, Zaya. I think that was earlier this year, was it? It was either this year or last year. No, it was last year.
I don't know. It's hard for me to like judge ADCs because I just don't pay attention to the bot lane that much.
It's hard when you just literally have to sit back and farm for 30 minutes. That's what it feels like sometimes. Because you're having your jungle and your support doing most of the work, while you're just like staying alive, basically.
Yeah, it's really weird this year that bot lane, and part of it I think is items too, like itemization and carries top lane, carries top, carries mid, or even carries in the jungle. That bot side is the weak side now, which is really interesting.
Can't wait till next
Especially
year.
because
to actually...
Rift is like a lesser objective. It's really interesting the way they play. All right, so far we have 4 mids, 2 ADs, 1 support, 2 jungles, and 1 top in the top 10. Only Nagari.
We have Knight on the list too, right?
We have.
I thought we
what?
were having 369 in the top 10.
Did we want him over these ADCs?
Who, Knight?
I'd probably pick 369 over Jackie Love or Loken.
Yeah, we'll throw him in there. We got 369 at number 9 now. That to me, 369 and Zoom are really close to like the same. In terms of top. So we don't have like the best stats, and if you weren't watching, then it's kind of hard to know. But I mean, to me, they were both really good. They didn't die. They don't die a lot. They play weak side, so they both average less than 2.5 deaths a game, but they don't really get kills. They get a lot of assists. They kind of play utility. So both Zoom and 369, to me, are very good, especially because China's a little different because they play so team oriented. So even without team fighting comps, like they're making plays as a team. So that's why I think we would just slot them both in close. I put 3699 and Zoom 10. So then we have no ADCs in the top 10. How you guys feel about that?
That's fair.
Yeah.
I only do that
I agree.
because it's hard. Because when there's same with Chovy and Caps, they're so close. I think. Well, I think Chovy's maybe. I think Greg's maybe a little bit right about Chovy. I think maybe it's not as close. But yeah. So now I think we go up my boy Peanut. Peanut is formerly of LCK, now plays in China. Him and
Good pick,
What
Peanut
team?
over Canyon.
it's once again it's so hard. The only reason that I say it is because of the way that they play around mid lane. It's just so
Okay.
different. It's so good.
It's
Well,
true.
we can slot Canyon in here. So now we're
That's
we got 14. I think it's really close. It's just so hard to say with these two. The reason I
It's-
like Canyon is because Damwon plays unorthodox stuff, and Canyon will play like the Karthus, the good stuff that people don't play. So that's why it's a little hard. 369 and
I would-
Zoom, I would boom them out the list because they play Ornn. They're dirty Ornn abusers, but oh well. We'll keep them on for now.
Watching Reckless play was really interesting too. Like he's very good as far as the ADCs go.
Yeah, I think they're it's not that they're bad, it's just the meta, right? Like it's hard for me to put
Yeah.
even Loken and Jackalove we put in. The only reason we put them is just the way they play. Like I know Love is gonna do something to make plays. Like Greg is saying, flashing forward or like he's gonna make plays. Whereas like Perks and Reckless to me are just gonna play Senna, Ashe, like in a handshake bot lane. You know what I mean? Because you got to think,
Yeah.
Kaylin gets banned.
Yeah, they're too like scared. Like once they get on the big stage, they're too scared to actually like make
Who's
hypey plays.
The NA teams that are going.
TSM, TL, and FlyQuest. FlyQuest obviously has no players listed. They don't, in my opinion, they don't deserve any. I think they do have a chance to like do something just because of the way they play as a team. TSM to me, Bjerg has been playing
Yeah.
really well. He is on this list. I don't know if we slot him into the top 20. There's an argument for it. Obviously, we did put Core JJ in the list. In my opinion, he is the 4th best support still. And he was 20th on last year's list. Maybe 20 again, to be honest. That's kind of like a
Black
salute to
Widow
him.
was like flashing on the double.
That
left
man's
and, like,
always been in the top 20 for the last 3 years.
It's kind of like a nod, and the unfortunate thing is the team is the reason that we can't put him higher, in my opinion.
That's true.
Like,
I feel like ever since he came back to NA or came to NA, that it's just he's locked into not being like getting further to the worlds. Where it's pretty much
Um,
gonna be like stuck at groups.
so what are you guys' feelings about Yankos and Whippo? So we're 14 down so far. We have our 4 junglers. We have 3 mids. So we are missing a mid. No. We have everyone.
No.
Oh, we have 4 mids. 4 mids in the top 10. So now I think like I'm leaning towards top jungle, Bwipo. I know a lot of people can argue Bwipo is not like hard carry, but I think what he does for Fnatic that's really different is he plays versatile picks. Like he's not afraid to manipulate the meta, like busting out the Zillion top against Ornn because you can't kill Ornn, so you might as well just scale and be utility and do something good for your team. Like to me is so smart and like so next level that other tops are not willing to do. Like they're gonna pick like Korea was still picking Aatrox for the love of God for like the whole spring split. Actually though, and Aatrox is just not good.
Every time I've seen like Fnatic play, Wipo like takes so much attention away from like everybody else on his team.
It's crazy that
And
he
he
can.
gives so much attention to.
He's one of the few people that can go like 0-8 and still like make an impact, and you're like, man, well, he kind of came back and managed to do it good. But the question is, do you think Bwipo is more important or will have a better Worlds than Jankos will from G2? I think so, honestly.
I gotta look at this roster real quick. Oh, they're only changed self-made. I think Jankos over Boipo.
I put
If they have
Bwipo.
self-made.
The reason I say that is, I think Jankos, no matter what, will kind of fly under the radar. Whereas I really do think that Bwipo, with unique picks and like, even playing weak side, I think he's gonna show out this Worlds. And he's a 1v1 champ of the world. Put some respect on his name. Let me put a little side note here.
You see, it'd be interesting to see if
So we
he
got Nagari.
has to
on the
face up
list.
against Nagari.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's gonna be kind of sad about that though? I think Nagari will actually just bully Bwipo. The thing is, like, Damon's gonna give him counter pick pretty much every time, so, or they're gonna pick like Renekton. And bro, if you guys saw in the playoffs, Damon was playing against who was in the finals? DRX, and they swapped their mid and top so that Ornn had like a better matchup. Or no, sorry, the mid laner was on Ornn and went top against Nagari's Renekton. Bro, at 15 minutes, he was up 60 CS. He had first tower, and he had full Bork done and full tabbies. Like, he was hard smashing Ornn. But, I mean, it wasn't mid laner playing top, but yeah. So, yeah, we have Bwipo and Jankos, 15 and 16.
It's so interesting because the two lanes are like similar, but extremely different. At the
And
same
players play different, right? Like, top lane,
Mm.
you can play a little more aggressive because, like, jungle has to actually commit to going top. Like, mid, jungle can get to mid, like, from Wolves or Raptors, and like that, and counter gank or, set something up. But top, like, you have to know when you can trade and when you can't, and how to manipulate your wave. And it's the long lane to
It's
me
such
is a lot
long-
different.
It's such a long lane.
Exactly. I think it really is like very different. So,
And
the
mid
biggest
laners aren't used to it.
nah, you can't send a mid top against a good top. So the biggest sad face is Klid, who was on SKT, was number 2 last year. In my opinion, does not make the top 20. You guys think Wonder should be in the top 20?
He's decent. I think he's.
He was ranked
stable.
8th last year. You believe that? He was ranked
But I
above
mean, is
Nagari.
that just because he won, or is...
Yeah,
I think
they
he's
were
good.
winning.
I just think he's not just like the insane carry.
Hello.
Hello.
Yo, what's up, man?
How's it going?
We're chilling. We're doing a top 20 for Worlds real quick. About to be done. You guys think Perks is top 20 or what?
I probably put him in at like 14th.
He
or
was
so.
17 last year. We're up to 17 already this year. So you say 14, Greg. You think he should be
Honestly,
above Canyon?
Oh no. I didn't think we were that far. I thought we were at like 12.
No, we're all the way down to
My
17.
bad.
dog.
My bad.
We're at the end of the list.
Well,
yeah, I'd throw Canyon in there.
We got Canyon at 14, Bwipo at 15, Yankos
We've
at
done
16.
Yankos, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have Yankos at 16. This man said 14.
I can't
What
count.
about
Leave me alone.
Karsa?
What'd you say, Papa?
What about Karsa?
We have Karsa at number 2 overall in the world.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, top esports, once you guys actually get to watch them in Worlds, their mid jungle is literally what you dream about.
Or 17.
So yeah, 17. We got mids we can throw in there. We only have 2 ADs. We only have 1 support. Let's just give Core JJ 17. Why not?
I don't know.
Respectable.
I feel like he's falling off.
I think it's
Huh?
more as
That's
a
how you know
team holding
Papa's
him
not.
back.
Your Papa's not watching the games.
It's definitely his team holding
Nah,
him
I'm
back.
telling you, bro. He's actually so clean. It's disgusting.
I just feel bad that he's stuck in NA.
Yeah, and not to mention like it's subpar talent that you're playing with. Like, if he had a better AD or a better jungle, like I'm telling you, he would be top 5 in my opinion. Even though bot lane's weak right now, I think he would
fair
be.
enough.
I think he's that, bro. I'm telling you, he's Smurf, world champion, by the way.
Considering a support gets like MVP of the game like multiple times, you can't not like
So we're
discredit
at
him.
18. We got Perks, Huanfeng from Sonin, also from China. Our ADs. We got Barrow. I'm gonna slap Barrow in.
How's Yu Yanjai?
The support
Yeah.
from top, he's kind of like Chinese supports. You know, a lot of roaming, a lot of engage. He's really good. I have him number 2. I do think he is better than Core JJ and Barrow, but Greg convinced me otherwise. Barrow on his Pantheon support busted, by the way.
I watched that.
He's so disgusting. And it's so good. I wish I had a Pantheon duo. No joke.
Hey, you got
Pantheon duo
your-
that knows
So
how
we
to
got 2. We
conquer.
only have 2 spots left. Do you guys think that on this list, last year we had all 5 G2 players on the list. On this list right now, we have 2 G2 players. Only Caps and Yankos. You guys think it's fair?
I think that's fair.
I just think China's a lot stronger, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we got 2 spots left. We haven't put in Wonder. Left off so
Oh,
far.
Bjergsen.
Yagao, Angel. Do you think Nemesis is better than Bjerg?
No.
Do you
I'd
thi-
say no.
Are you saying that because Bjerg has played better, or do you really think that he's not better?
I think.
I don't think
Bjerg
he's
played
played-
better.
I think Nemesis plays a lot of utility, and Bjerg gets a chance to carry, but. Who do we know? Do we have everyone from? Oh no, we don't have.
But I mean, that's the difference, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like,
we're talking about
utility's
top
good.
players. Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, if you can carry, like you can be the carry, like
I would pick Bjergsen over Nemesis if it's solely if he can carry. Because if you watched lately with Fnatic, that Nemesis used to have like so much presence from jungle mid
Yeah, that's true.
to help snowball lead.
I think we can throw Wonder at 20.
Who we got at 19?
Wait, I thought
Oh, we're negotiating Bjergsen.
Oh, we won't
Nemesis
be
on that one.
tonight. No, okay, you guys are out of your minds.
I mean, I don't mind slapping Wonder in 19th and Bjerg at 20.
Gonna have him on the list for the meme.
Gotta make sure he gets out of group of death first.
Beer Gazillion one trick. Yeah, so that's the top 20 that we got for you guys. I appreciate you watching. It was a long video, but as you can see, I'm very, very excited for Worlds. I watched pretty much almost every game of Worlds last year. I've watched a ton of the playoffs leading up to Worlds, so I'm mad excited. But yeah, I think it's China's year, three years in a row, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens when the group draw happens on the 15th. Here in 5 days, we got the group draw. So, you guys got any last bits you want to chime in? Who you think's winning Worlds? China or
Whipple.
the field or what? No, Whipple 1v1 champ, but not the Worlds.
I'd give it to I don't know. I really want to see Dom 1.
Yeah, the dream
Fine.
matchup for me is Dom1 versus Top. No joke, honestly. Like across the board, all the matchups are so spicy.
I'm gonna save my opinions until after I see some play.
Makes
I
sense.
just don't. You just don't know until you see how all the regions are gonna.
Absolutely. I think like you no joke, like even sloppy play, if you're just talking about like the way you play team fights and mechanically how you play, China, Korea, and Europe are gonna be way above North America, and I think like yeah, that's why I just give the edge to them. Like in which way can you say like one of those teams is ahead of a stacked team like Top? Like they're literally stacked from top to bottom. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. We got World Songs reactions coming soon. So yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and comment you hate Greg. Thanks.